Morning, studio.
Hey, it's Jeff Dunham. How's it going?
Jeff Dunham is on with Lil Zim and JB. Good morning, Jeff. How are you, sir?
I'm just great. Everything's fine. Thanks for having me on this morning.
I got to be completely honest with you because a lot of radio shows are fake and phony, and we're about as real as it get. Well, how we are on the radio is how we are on the streets. And with that said, all morning long, Lil Zim's been saying, I really hope Jeff Dunham doesn't actually call in.
Stop! That's...
Only because she's super nervous.
I get nervous, Jeff.
Well, there's nothing to be nervous about because, I don't know. Who cares? I mean, you know what? I got to tell you, though. It's so interesting because, you sit here and I do a few of these radio interviews on the phone like this, and there's just something really interesting about talking to most of the country stations. There's a more of a warmth there. It's just a whole different ballgame. So I love it. There's no reason to be nervous. So there.
Jeff Dunham's going to be in Rockford at the BMO Harris Bank Center on Saturday. I almost said July. Hello. January 27th, the Passively Aggressive Tour. Jeff, how many times?
I got to tell you, you can see what a genius promoter I have. He puts me in Illinois in the dead of winter. It's perfect.
It may or may not be cold and snowy.
I don't know. I don't know if do they make snow tires for buses? I think they do. I'm not sure.
Or chains. I don't know.
But you're coming through Illinois, so they're probably illegal because everything's illegal here.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's great. So, yeah, no, looking forward to coming back. And if anybody's ever seen the show before, they will not have seen the show because it is like a rock band or a band of whatever band coming to see your show. Coming to your town. You want to see some of the hits, but at the same time, you want to hear some new stuff. So it's an interesting balance there of playing some of the hits with my guys and then doing some brand new things as well. So you're going to see Peanut and Walter and Jose Jalapeno on a Stick and Ahmed the Dead Terrorist, and there may or may not be, I'm just saying, probably will be, well, let me set it up this way. We all know that the arts and sports are supposed to be politics-free. And in the last few weeks, it's gone stupidly nuts, and it's all getting mixed up. So, as a comic, you have to navigate those waters very carefully because you don't want to offend half your audience or make the other half your audience angry. But in the show, I think there's going to be a guy, good or bad, who is part of the Trump administration.
Oh, gosh.
A Trump dummy? Is that what
No, not a Trump dummy, a guy that works for Trump.
I'm so glad you brought that up because living in such a politically correct world, I feel like it's inappropriate to refer to your friends as dummies.
What
would be the appropriate term?
No, they're wooden Americans.
I was expecting you to say characters or personalities.
No,
Wooden Americans is so much better.
Of course. Yeah. No, it is ridiculous. And again, I'm sure you've talked to other comedians who would just you throw your hands up in the air and go, okay, what can I say here? But the minute you take a stance, again, you're ticking everybody off. So, yeah, so I don't care. It's dummies. It's, you want to know the technical name? It's ventriloquial figure.
Oh, I can't even say that.
No,
No, just don't. We have a convention every year, believe it or not, of ventriloquists, and we have it's averaging now 650 ventriloquists show up for this thing. It's in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, which is just outside of Cincinnati. And did you know the Cincinnati airport is in Kentucky? It's nuts. Anyway, did you know that?
No.
Most people don't know that. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but the Cincinnati airport is in Kentucky. It's on the other side of the river. How did that happen? I don't know. Anyway, so we have a convention there every year, and there are about 8 of us who do this stuff for a full-time living. We're the more normal people. It's the weekend warriors that do one show every 3 months that are you don't say dummy, it's a figure.
Okay, so you bring this to this question. This is what I want to know. People say to us, hey, you like to talk a lot. You should be in radio. At what point, how old were you? How do you think, I think I need to be a professional ventriloquist?
Well, I was sadly an only child, and I was not one of the remarkable kids. I was terrible at sports. The girls didn't pay attention. I was not one of the popular kids. I had nothing going for me. And then I got this little dummy for Christmas and got a little book and a record and started teaching myself. My first show was a book report. Now I started getting laughs. And then it led to talent shows and accolades, and what kid isn't going to follow that path? So I just kept doing it, and honestly, it was by the 4th grade that I went, I know what I want to do for a living, because we always ask kids, what do you want to do when you grow up? So now I had an answer, and that's the only thing I've ever done, and I stuck with it, and why not? And that brings up Darci Lynne, Farmer, on America's Got Talent, who, oh my gosh, she's fantastic. She's great. She's cute. And that's the other thing. You can be really good at something, but you got to be cute.
We were going to ask you about her, but we didn't know if we should.
Nobody likes the ugly, successful person. It's got to be a cute, successful person. So there, she's got that going for her. So, no, she is great. She is fantastic. I met her a couple times before America's Got Talent. She came to my show a couple times. May have learned a new word or two, but she promised me she wouldn't use them in her show. Anyway, so then she started winning this thing, and by the finals, it comes along, and what a charming young lady. And then they called me from AGT, and they said, would you like to do a bit with Darby on the show? And I'm like, absolutely. So we did a thing before the finals of her backstage. You might have seen that on that night. And then on the day of the finals, when they were going to announce the winners, they called me at like 3 p.m. and they said, hey, would you like to come here and stand in the press line for after the show? And I'm thinking, hey, I think I know who's going to win this thing. So they wouldn't call me if she was going to lose. So we went over there, stood in the press line, and it was fantastic. Oh my gosh, what a night! What a fun thing for her, and I hope she keeps going.
We're talking to Jeff Dunham. His Passively Aggressive tour is coming to the BMO on January 27th. Getting a little taste of the comedy that's in store for us.
Walter wanted to talk to you guys for a second. Can Walter talk to you?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a second. Walter, come here. Hello, who is this?
It's Lil Zim and JB. Hello, Walter.
Hi, Lil Zim and JB. Thanks for having me on the air. Yeah, we're looking forward to coming to Rockford. Yay, whatever. Hey, did you hear that Jeff got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Did you hear that?
Yeah, we just
did.
read that. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, well, 2 words came to my mind when I heard it. Who and cares. That's all I'm saying.
Are you just jealous, Walter?
No, I'm not jealous. I mean, it's stupid. Have you seen the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Have you seen it? It's like a mile of all these stars up and down. And we were, okay, I admitted we were excited, and it was great, yay. But they don't tell you beforehand where you're going to get it. They wait till the last minute. We were hoping it was going to be in front of the Pantages Theater or the Dolby Theater. They put it in front of a CVS pharmacy. How sad is that? So now you can look at Jeff's star and then go get something from your nausea. You know what I'm saying? But it was a huge crowd there that day. It was just a few days ago. Jay Leno was there. Howie Mandel was there. Big old crowd. Turns out everybody was standing in line for their flu shots. It was just sad. Oh, I'm sad. Yeah. Yeah, and they said the tourists are excited to get a picture with that star. No, they're not. The tourists wanted to get a selfie with the homeless Spider-Man. That's what they wanted. Well, when it was over with and everybody's gone, I took some spray paint on Jeff's star and spray painted Darci Lynne. That was nice, wasn't it? Anyway, that's all I got. Okay, here's Jeff again. Nice chatting with you. See you in Rockford. Okay, here's Jeff. So that was Walter.
All right, the show again coming up Saturday, January 27th at the BMO Harris Bank Center in beautiful. It won't be warm, but it'll be a little bit cold, but you can still go out and see the show in downtown Rockford.
Great. And my Netflix special, download that. It's Relative Disaster. Yay, fun.
Do your figures require some sort of maintenance or upkeep? I mean, you're taking them all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah, I build them myself, and so I pretty much know how they work, and I try and build them so they're bulletproof, basically. It's really crazily technical, but I flew radio-controlled model helicopters for years, and when you fly those things, you realize nothing can go wrong mechanically, because if it does, you're going to end up with a $2,000 model smashed in the dirt, right? So I learned way back then how to build linkages and make things that don't fall apart. So, Ahmed's been on the road with me for 10 years now. Knock on wood, I've never had to take him apart and fix anything.
That's awesome.
So there's not like 2 or 3 like babies in movies or anything.
No, you know what? The only one that there is more than one is Peanut. He's more of a Muppet, so he wears out. I didn't make him, but I built all the other ones. But the other ones are fiberglass and brass and all kinds of mechanics in there. And so, no, there's only one real Bubba J. There's only one real Walter. There are smaller versions of Walter that I had before him, but this current one, only one of them. There's only one Ahmed. There's a stunt Ahmed that we use in our videos on my YouTube channel that you can see him getting run over by tanks. We drop him off buildings.
I've talked to a lot of comedians over the course of my radio career, and I'm pretty sure that you are the most intelligent.
Uh-huh.
The most intelligent of them all.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm not sure. I fake all that very well. Thank you very much.
Jeff Dunham, everybody.
Jeff, thanks so much for coming on the show this morning. We can't wait to see you when it's frigid here in January.
I look forward to coming there. I love the weather because, in L.A. we never get cold. It's ridiculous. So I look forward to the snow, and my twin boys are now 2, and they're going to be coming on this trip at some point and seeing the snow out there, so we can't wait.